Could Reddit executives have concerns about the company's future? I'm looking at some rather disturbing recent news I want to talk about real quick. Um, there's really nothing technical to talk about when it comes to the stock, like projections and things of that sort. Nothing too serious, but I want to focus on recent news for Reddit. Going back to February, starting with February 27, Reddit Insider sold shares worth $7.8 million. And I did want to go look at that real quick. So, Andrew Valero, CFO, Chief Financial Officer, this is February 24th, a couple of weeks ago. So, 48,000 shares. Tapping out at about $7.8 million. Now, the CFO, he does have close to 600,000 shares. So selling 50,000 of them is just liquidating a small piece, but does raise some concerns. Really no telling what's going on here. Maybe there could be some restructuring or something to that effect. And here's this same story. Here's another one. This is a different executive. So this is Mary Porter Gale, director. A few days before that. So for whatever is happening during that period of February 20th on, the executive were starting to liquidate their shares or sell them off. In the case of this person, Mary Porter Gale liquidated almost all her positions. So she sold 20,000 shares worth $3.4 million following her filing. She only had 26,000 shares and she sold 20 of them. So that's pretty, yeah, she's only leaving 6,000 shares on the table, almost liquidating almost all of it. And that's Mary Porter Gale, a director in that company. And who else? Mary. There was something else pretty big on here. Who is this right here? This is Jennifer L. Wong, Chief Operating Officer. On the 18th, she sold 33,000 shares for about 6.2 million. Okay. She had 1.5 million, so she didn't sell all of them, but she sold a lot of them. Wait a minute, hang on. She sold 1.5 million of them, and she had 161,000. So she liquidated almost all of hers. So maybe we might need to do something technical on this. But I do see this really disturbing piece here. Reddit stock falls as FTC launches inquiry into tech censorship. And this is new. This is February 20th. And this is a bad thing. And they even suggest how criminal it might be. So the censorship thing, that had already come up during the presidential elections and the different things that the current president, Donald Trump, was trying to put in place to prevent censorship. And then there's an inquiry into into Reddit's censorship. And I did do a little bit of reading about it, not a whole lot. So there was that part right there. And then there's another concerning incident where it's not about the censorship, but it's about copyright by selling the posters, the users' information to certain companies, and that's bringing up another inquiry into potential copyright infringement. I'm not sure who actually owns the rights to the data when it's posted on any of these platforms, but that has come up with the FTC as well. So I just wanted to talk about this real fast. And some of these are pretty disturbing. They're coming back to where they're sitting right now. When they closed at 133, that's where they were in November. So basically, washing out all the profits that they had from right around the middle of November. So all of that profit gone. I didn't want to kind of go down the lines of a pump and dump because that's a completely different scenario in which investors will pump up a stock and then pull it. But you definitely see large positions being closed and selling of their shares by this company, Reddit. It's pretty interesting. If they hit this 618 retracement or cross it, which if they cross $111, that might be the point of no return. It can be the point in which will allow, maybe a 30 to 45% correction back up. But it's kind of hard to say because person would have to do a real deep dive to find out exactly what's going on with this company. How ethical are they? The last thing you want is the FTC breathing up and down your back, literally. Let me just talk about what that really looks like. And basically, what you be dealing with is, watch this. I just wanted to bring this over for you. But, because it's rather large. But on Thursday, the Federal Trade Commission launched a request for information. The request is to better understand how technology platforms deny or degrade users' access to services based on the content of their speech or affiliations. So leaning to one side or the other, left wing or right wing, and how this conduct may have violated the law. It's illegal. So you don't want to find yourself involved in anything like that. That's very dangerous for any company, and you can see the effect of it. Like this isn't random. Okay, their stock, unlike other things that are happening in the stock market, especially when you're talking tech companies and social media platforms and stuff like that. Their stocks, theirs react to, more according to how the entire market is moving. Like if you looked at like Facebook or something, right? If you look at Facebook, still continually trending no matter what, and even with them, even with Facebook as well, having a pretty sharp correction right here from where we had 737s down to 625. Ultimately, it's still going to land on support right here. It's still going to land on support, still in the 1600 range. I'm sorry, in the $600 range, which it is now. So you see the support here come up, resistance, support come up, 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 support come up. You would expect the same thing here. But again, I just wanted to use Facebook as an example in a normal trend. When the market is trending normally, you're going to get these corrections no matter what. And every time there's a correction, that doesn't mean something's bad. It's just going according to market structure and how a market moves. But with Reddit, it's a completely different look. It's a completely different look, especially for a new company. You don't want to come out the gates. They've only been live since March of 2024. So the company is almost a year old, and their stock has already decreased about 50%, right? Yeah, 50% on a dot. That's halfway back down. So very interesting. I thought I just want to come point that out, and something to keep our eyes on. If we were to just try to come closer and see if there's any life left in this thing, if there's anything. Oh, I did want to add the investor sentiment and confidence is actually still high on this for some reason. And even with all the things that I said, they could be in for maybe a green day on Friday. I'm sorry, on Monday. They could be in for a green day. They actually had one. The day ended up inverted hammer. That's not good. So the signal says that it's going to continue to fall. It did have a high, sucked down, wasn't bad. It still ended up being a green day altogether, but not very strong. That was kind of just like to slow the fall. I don't see anything to suggest, and there's no pattern to kind of like tie this thing to. I wish there was. There's no pattern to tie this thing to. It's just basically kind of like up and and then back down, with nothing in between. So no stops, just straight up and straight down. So it's not ebbing and flowing normally, and even respecting or responding to Fibonacci ratios. So Kind of hard to say. I wish that we did have something to go off. We don't. We don't. There's no pattern in here at all. Maybe a person might have been able to say, well, this was going to keep going because the only thing that kind of is present is a head and shoulders pattern. That would be terrible if that is the case. That's the only pattern there is a head and shoulders pattern, and that head is very very large. So nothing technical to do with this. Unfortunately, there's nothing technical besides the head and shoulders, and even that reacted the way it should. Right shoulder, left shoulder, right shoulder, and this even easy. The right shoulder isn't even didn't even get as high as the left shoulder, but you still got the reaction off of it. So nothing technical to do. Not even we can't even do normal like finding an A to B is equal to CD pattern because there's no retracement. There's no correction anywhere to even start identifying trend on the bearish side over here. The bearish side. That dropped from 229, 230, whatever it is, 230 to where it is now, 130. This thing lost $100. That's crazy. But without even, typically, what you would see is, you'd come down and then you have a retracement, like at least minimum of 38%, and then you kind of start looking for the next level. And if you were to get something like that, it would kind of look like this. I know you guys have seen me use and deploy the A to B is equal to CD pattern many times, but this doesn't even have that. This has nothing to go off. You can't make anything of it, and there's no floor. The floor, to be honest with you, the floor is likely somewhere inside of this gap, which does line up with if there was an A to B is equal to CD pattern. So tough one to call. Unfortunately, like I said, we can't do anything technical on it. You can't really run a technical analysis on it. Like I said, the only other thing you could do is come back out. Like I said, come out far enough to see and just monitor. I guess that'd be the right word. Monitor how long the correction is. Okay, to what degree the correction is, and you would just use Fibonacci and you just start from the low here, which is that wick right there, that at $37, basically around their opening, a few weeks after their first month. So just measuring, the company did take off like a rocket, though. I will give them that, and that's probably what's going to help with the investor confidence. But again, 50% all the way down already, and you start getting into here, you're entering dangerous territory. Okay, and the reason is because once you cross that, the next level is even harder to get out of, which will be 786% back. So it's already 50%. And if it gets 78% basic, almost 80% back, that's troublesome. Okay, so you guys, so technically, pretty much that's all that needs to be done with it. It's just doesn't appear that this thing is going to be turning around anytime soon. So be careful with what you do if you are holding positions in Reddit, or if it's something that you day trade or even scalp. Just pretty much stay away from it and see if that thing can settle down and find some support down here in the 120s, maybe these closes here at best. But that's pretty much it. I just this thing just popped out because I was just looking at some of the things that happened last week, and then they popped up. So, and you can see why there's a lot of different news on Reddit. Just amazing stuff. Like, who was that? Somebody sold a bunch of theirs. But anyway, that's all I got on it. Like the video if you found this interesting. Probably this is not a pretty one. This is not that exciting. But like it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed, and turn your notifications on so you can be aware when I make the next video. Today I'm out. I'll see you guys later. We out.